What's going on, you guys? It's Keenan Briggs, athlete, coach, and mentor, answering your questions you have about track and field or anything in the likeness of it. Now, I got a question from a person named Last year, I jumped 5 meters plus at the age of 11, but now I jump 4 meters 50. What do I do to get my results back? There's three things you want to look at. The first thing is the physiological changes. Between the ages of 11 to 18, your body's going to change so much. So each year, you kind of have to assess your body and develop the new body you're training and get that onto play. So yes, you may have been jumping over 5 meters last year, but this year you're different. Well, did you grow? Did you change? On top of that, if you grew a half an inch, your limbs are a different length and the timing for everything you're doing is completely off. The next thing to look at is obviously between the ages of 11, 12, 13, you're also dealing with just being popular, with dealing with the mental side of it. You're more concerned about what people think. Now, I'm not saying you specifically. It's just that I've seen that during this age group, we're trying to fit in and figure out who our friends are, which ones we want, and so on at that age of 11, 12, 13. So if you're dealing with more stresses, if you're dealing with more just the training patterns have changed, it's important to assess that. And the last thing to assess is basically your schedule. Were you in multiple sports? Were you training differently? Do you have a new coach? A lot of these things kind of take play on your success. Some athletes are just only track, and then all of a sudden they see, small improvements, and then they get to doing multiple sports. Maybe they're doing basketball and football or soccer, and then they come off and they just jump so much further or less. What's your schedule like? And when you figure out those three things, you're going to kind of have an answer of how you should have or should not have improved based on that. Then once you have that established, what I would say is put together a plan with your coach and figure out how you're going to develop on the macro scale. And what that means is when you're training, what's your ultimate goal and are you on pace for that? So you may have some years where you're not improving by numbers, but you may be improving on your strength, you may be improving on your overall technique. You can improve in so many areas versus just the actual number that's on the display board when you finish competing. So hopefully to answer your question, keep your focus. If you had a year that wasn't as successful on the track, don't worry about it. Keep your focus on that long-term goal. All right. If you have any further questions or just a response to this, make sure you comment below, and I'll see you guys next time.